and welcome back to Fantasy Football Corner. I'm your host, Yoshi De La Cruz. My career as an NFL replacement ref has come to a crashing halt as I severely missed a call on Monday Night Football. I'm sorry to the fans of Green Bay and to the entire NFL. Obviously, I wasn't cut out for the job, so I'm going to stick strictly to fantasy football advice. Let's get ready for a great show. With Mikel Lashore coming off of his smoking weed suspension, he takes over the starting role in Detroit, and Kevin Smith is now sitting on the bench. I think it's going to be harder for him to get off the bench than it is for Precious. So I would sell him while he still has a few numbers in his past few weeks. And I don't expect much from him in the future. Sometimes a name doesn't live up to all the hype it's given, and when it comes to performance, it just falls short. And that's exactly what happened with Little Yoshi when I was at university. And I think what's happening this year with Dez Bryant. He's got a great name behind him, and he's a tremendous athlete, but when it comes to actually performing in the games, right now he's on track for 750 yards and 6 to 7 touchdowns on the season. If there is a die-hard Dallas Cowboys fan in your league, I would trade for somebody comparable because I just don't think that he's going to hit those elite numbers this year. Some people threw around the name Sidney Rice in the preseason as somebody that could be a great sleeper, but now it's pretty much been established that the Seahawks are going to throw under 3,000 yards this season, running the ball heavily with Marshawn Lynch. And when they do pass the ball, it seems that they spread it around like it's hummus on a nice pita chip. Many people got erect in week 1 for Stephen Ridley after he had a really nice performance, but the Patriots are seeming like they're going to move into no-huddle offenses a lot and unfortunately play behind in some games or very close to other teams, which just means that they're going to throw the ball a bunch of times. And I think that Stephen Ridley's not going to see the carries that he saw in the first couple of games. And by the end of the year, I'm thinking that he would be an RB3 at best. By the end of the season, Kyle Rudolph, the red-nosed fucking amazing tight end, is going to be a guy that you really wish that you had on your team, depending upon who your tight end already is. He's got that star potential who can just go downfield and catch passes and be a major weapon in the red zone. He's definitely moving up on my list as a young tight end that's a mid-level that could eventually become elite. We all knew that Denarius Moore was going to be crazy sick after he got off of his injury, and that's exactly what he's been the last couple of weeks. Add that with the fact that Darius Haywood-Bay is injured on the other side of the wide receiver core. So, my man, Demo, is just going to see lots and lots of targets and catches. If you're in some really, really deep leagues that have maybe 3 wide receivers or 4 wide receivers that you start, Ramses Barden from the New York Giants is an interesting name. He's definitely the 3rd wide receiver on that team, but with Hakeem Nicks being often injured, he can step into the number 2 role often. And let's just look at what Laurent Robinson did last year at the number 3 receiver for the Cowboys. He was fantastic. So I think Ramses Barden is an interesting guy that's moving up on my list that might be worth picking up and having on the bench and starting occasionally. Well, that's all the time that we have left for this week's show, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me at yoshithesexymofo@gmail.com or find me on Facebook and like my page to subscribe to my video blogs and be able to message me directly. Have a great weekend, folks, and my best of luck to your fantasy teams.